Hi all, welcome to my channel. This is Solitude Garden, right? This is not really my home garden, but this is a garden that I created for a friend. She wanted to be self-sufficient. She always see me planted in my backyard, side yard, front yard, so she wanted a garden too, and I've created one for her. And if you look in this garden, you'll see different vegetable growing. We have callaloo, Pak Choi. These are some. Let me show them what we have. We have celery, right? And we have some things growing in here that we didn't plant. For instance, this pumpkin. I mean, yes, it's gonna get the garden all crowded, but I never refuse a gift from Mother Nature. Never. So what I will do with this pumpkin is reroot it, but I have to reap these produce first. Especially these two Pak Choi that is next to it. So I will reroot this, and no doubt I'll get some very big juicy pumpkin from this plant. We have here some purple cabbage, Scotch bonnet pepper, purple cabbage. This cabbage is about to start folding. More peppers, tomatoes, look over here. I super love this tomato plant. No one planted it. Some seed get there, it started to grow. What I did is to put some topsoil along with some cow manure around the soil, and it stayed there. Get mature, started to bear. If you look closer, you'll see the tomatoes growing. This garden is a perfect representation of how we started, where we are now, and how we'll finish. Well, this is the first raised bed that I've created. If you realize it's not so neat, I've done it freehanded, and we have reaped some Pak Choi callaloo twice, Pak Choi from it, and this is the second raised bed that was created. A little bit neater, better. We have just planted some string beans in it, and if you take a closer look, you realize where they have just begun to grow, and there are a lot more to start growing. Not everything is up as yet, but hopefully by midweek, because they were planted last week, they tend to grow very quickly. They don't take long at all. Then the third raised bed, if you realize it's just pure frame, nothing is in it as yet. And when we are packing this raised bed, I'll definitely take you along on this journey, my subscribers. Normally when we are doing this, we put cardboard at the base just to keep the moisture, and also to prevent from these grass or weeds from growing in the bed. After the cardboard now, we'll put the mulching, dry grass, dry leaves, peeling skin, you name it. Whatever can be used as mulch, we'll use that. We'll use manure, animal manure. Animal manure that we normally use are chicken manure, cow manure. That's the two manure that I use in my garden. Right? And then definitely topsoil at the top. No, these are vegetables. You don't need a lot of soil. Lots of topsoil. You don't need. The soil here is poor, you can see. So we definitely needed these raised beds. There are some produce in this garden that are ready to be reaped, and we are going to reap today. Yes, a lot of people like when you're reaping. Not many likes to till the soil and plant the seeds, but a lot of people like to reap. Nobody wanna plant the corn, Everybody wanna read the book. I'm not a singer, but I'll do what I do best, garden. Alright? So we have some callaloo. As I said before, we have harvested callaloo from this bed twice. And I'm going to harvest some today as well. The thing with these callaloo, and zoom in closer, they always have some bugs on it. They attract a lot of pests. Worm, bug, no worm thankfully, but we have pests. And one thing to look out for when you're purchasing callaloo from the market, if the leaves are too clean, you don't have any bite marks, beware, because sometimes they use a lot of chemicals on these plants because they attract a lot of worm and pests. And you don't want to be purchasing something to consume that are full of chemical. So definitely you can see that these callaloos have no chemical on them. I like a natural plant. I like to use no chemical if I don't have to. And there are some natural products you can mix and spray on the plant, and they'll definitely keep the pests away. Tune in for more, and I'll definitely do another video on that someday. But for now, we're just reaping, right? I'll show you how I reap callaloo. So when I'm reaping the callaloo, I don't normally cut everything down. I cut about midway and leave these limbs to spring up, so I can get callaloo from them every single week. I normally take off these quail leaves. I don't mind everything looking green and fresh, but that's how it is. So if you look at this one, you'll realize that this was already reaped before, right? You see these. So when I was reaping, I left these lower limb and they produce more and I can get more. So I'm leaving some more further down, cut right above this one. Definitely. From my first harvest, I've been reaping callaloo every week from this garden. It's not a lot, but I'm definitely getting a lot from it. So if I can get callaloo every week for my home purpose, I don't need to buy any or purchase any from the market. That's a win-win. So there's another thing that my good friend can cross off her market list. She said she normally buy them cut up, so it's a bit more when they have to cut them up for you. About close to 500 Jamaican dollar. No, she can cross off that off her list. Right? I'll leave some for next week harvest. There are some that are about to seed, going seed. We can cut them as well. Leave the lower limb for next week harvest. Seeding. You don't want to leave these callaloo in the soil for too long because they will become old. Once you see them start to push out seeds, they are halfway there. They're almost old. So you'll have to reap them. Don't leave them for too long. It's best to cut them short and have them spring more and you reap every week than to leave them in the soil. What I can do for this one now, you realize it starts to push out some leaf. Not leaf, these are seeds. Right? You just cut them right above. I'll cut this one right above this limb. Because of course we don't want a lot. Family is not a very large family. But of course, what we can't keep for ourselves, we share with the neighbors. This is Jamaica, we share. We believe in sharing. Now we are beginning for the Pak Choi. Alright, the Pak Choi is a bit different from the callaloo. No, you cannot cut off and leave to spring back. Well, definitely, I've seen it spring back already and bring forth more vegetables. But I normally just cut them right out. Or if you're a small family, you can just, you know, maybe cut some of the leaf off and utilize them. But I mean, one pak choy is not much. It's like probably 2 serving or so, depending on how much vegetable you consume. So I'll put that right there. When I finish them, you know, I'll wash them up with some salt water or vinegar. Not vinegar, but salt water. Right? And the salt water will get the pests, any pests that's on the vegetable, will get rid of them. This is a chunky one, not so bad. I'm gonna just cut in there. Not bad at all. Not bad. Chunky. Let's crunch. Alright. Now this one is smaller. Pak choy. Whenever I sow seeds for pak choy, have them in the nursery. They normally take about 2 to 3 days to germinate. So this is my quickest crop, pak choy. But pak choy, I normally just harvest them. I give them away, I consume them every week, every other day. I'll eat these vegetables. The pak choy, they takes about 3 weeks. And sometimes you want to get them a bit bigger, but you have to be very careful. You cannot leave them in the soil for too long. They will become tough. And you don't want them to have a bitter taste whenever you're consuming them. Alright, so this, what you'll find in your garden if you use a lot of compost, you'll find things growing that you didn't plant. And they're growing from the compost. So this pumpkin seed may be from the compost, but I am not going to pull it up. I saw it it was a small plant, but I let it stay because I definitely want some pumpkin, soup, pie, anything. So let me just reroot it as best as possible. Pumpkin, they run all over the place. So definitely just have to reroot it and let it run. So from this garden, this is the routine for today. Maybe next week, definitely next week. I am positive that I can come here and get some more callaloo, and those pak choy, they will be ready by next week. Now, let's go over to the peppers. Alright, so I will not reap anything from this pepper tree. As you see, it's loaded with pepper, but they're not fully matured. Oops, that one fell. Nothing goes to waste in my garden. Definitely gonna put this in the kitchen. But on this one you have some mature pepper. This is a home garden. You don't want to reap everything all at once. You want to have fresh produce. But whatever you see is ready, you can just have them in your kitchen, use them, and you come again. Or if you want to share with the neighbors, your friends, whoever you want to share with. And sometimes it depends on what you are cooking. You will need some green peppers, some ripe, but once they're fit, they're just as hot. And these peppers are very hot. Scotch bonnet. As I said, the aim of this garden is to cross things off your market list. So, two things for sure. We have crossed three things so far. We have crossed from the market list are callaloos, Pak Choi, pepper. So you'll see whenever we are reaping these three beans, be consumed. You'll see whenever we are filling out these raised bed, you're in for a treat. If you're a plant lover, if you're a lover of nature, and if you're definitely passionate about garden, you're in for a treat. Welcome to Solitude Garden.